Hey everyone, this is James, and in this video I'm going to uh, guide you through on how to create multi-pixel bars, any sort of multiple pixel static uh, fixture, like the ADJ Jolt 300, for example, or anything that's a pixel bar or like the Eliminator Frost effects bar, stuff like that. So we're going to use the Jolt 300 as kind of like a guideline to create stuff. You can see that it's got three zones. It's got red, green, blue on either side, and then just white in the middle. So we'll just scroll down to the start of the DMX chart. And we will get going on this thing. So yeah, it's got zone 1, 2, and 3. So we'll just go to our, again, cloud, nicolattigroup.com dashboard, Nicolatti Cloud dashboard. Go to Profile Builder or open it here. And I'm going to click create a new profile. And since this is ADJ, but again, if your fixture is not necessarily branded, or you don't know the brand of it, or if it's something that came from online somewhere that's not a big time lighting distributor, like eBay, Amazon, whatever, or if you guys are ordering fixtures from these days, just you are going to want to put your profile in underscore varied. But since, as for this example, I'm using a name brand fixture, we'll just call this Jolt Demo for now, and we'll click continue. And that will again take us to our properties, tell us that there's an error because there's nothing in it yet. So for beams, it's definitely a wash. I think it's a pretty wide wash angle too. It's like 120. It is a 3 pixel fixture. So we could just do that right there. Click save. And resources, we can link to the manual or whatever. Physical, it is actually going to be its fixtures, LED, and that sort of makes it an LED bar in the 3D, and you can play around with the width and height and the depth and stuff like that, but I'm not going to, just because for time purposes. So it's really only a sticking point for the 3D visualizer, and you can always edit this later on if you're going to use 3D, so you can check it out and stuff like that. So we'll just go to, we don't have any pan and tilt, so we can leave that blank. Lamp, you can fill out the lamp info if you want. It doesn't have a huge bearing on the 3D. Again, no RDM. We don't have any sharing permissions yet. So we'll just pop over to content. And again, template. I always build the template first because it's the easiest. And I'm just going to want to put in channels that we're going to use. So for the template for this, it's just going to be red, green, blue, white. You could do color macros as a macro channel. If you did it as a color channel, color wheel, it might override the color mixing on stuff like the MightyMix Go or the WMX1. So when you have a color macro, you can just use a macro channel, or even other if you really want to. There's also auto programs, which is another form of macros. We can add this again. and we would just rename it. So since this sort of has two beams, there are two strobe controllers, like a shutter for each one. So you could essentially make it 6 beams. So that's where it gets a little tricky. So shutter, you can do dimmer modes. The shutter channels should be exactly the same. So RGB shutter versus like a white shutter. So these are exactly the same. So essentially, we can just duplicate the channel and assign it to a different beam if you wanted to. So that's what I'm gonna do. Is just going to add this, but I'm going to go back to properties and beams and make it 6, just to kind of illustrate a point here. I'll go back to content, template, and add some more channels. And it is just going to load after this. And you can basically throw on whatever you want on here. This is all, this stuff is just going to be an extra dimmer channel, delay time. The dimmer mode is just going to be, other channel. We do have dimmers here. So we've got master dimmer mode with dimmer delay. Master dimmer mode and delay, see the same thing there. And here's actually a value color chart. Tells you the actual color of each specific color macro. And there are 64 of them. So if you want to take the time and mix these individually, you are more than welcome to do that. Sometimes we will, sometimes we won't. Depends on how quickly someone wants a profile from us. So just as a general idea, I'm not really going to stick to the Jolt's exact DMX functions. I mainly just want to show you guys how to create like a multi-pixel fixture. So I'm just going to do macro. Make this color macros. And we will just kind of do no function and colors like that. Just kind of make it 0. Again, check your defaults, make sure everything is set default to do 0. Color macros, and then this is auto programs. We just got auto macros. Presets, again, no function, program 1 through 32. Again, we're just trying to save time here. So we'll just do, you can literally enter these in one by one if you wanted to. We got 13. Then we got auto run, which is up here. and then sound active. So you can see these are in order: 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Click add. And again, we can distribute the presets. I do wonder if we do size 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 27. So yeah, if we do 7, distribute, I think that kind of fixes it, but not for the first one. This one is 15. Yeah, 16 to 22. It doesn't quite work that way. So you can just spread equally, distribute. So I could fix this according to that very easily just by going to distribute and doing end values and entering, 15, 22, 29, 36, etc. That will automatically fix all that. But for time purposes, again, I'm just going to cancel that and let it do its own thing. You can easily edit these just by using the distribute presets button, like I showed you in the last video, or the first video for moon head washes and stuff like that. Shutter and strobe, do closed, open, strobe, open, flash, open. Again, I'm just sort of, yeah. Then there's the dimmer pulse, but it's not part of this one for some reason. So close, open, strobe, open, closed, open, strobe, open, pulse, which should be, I don't know whether or not pulse in here. It's got to be in dimmer pulse, and then open, and then we can do flash, then we can do open, and then add. And you see this is actually really close to what it needs to be, but we need to make sure we set our default. So closed, open, strobe, open, and you can see it automatically grabbed the right presets, because historically this is a very, very standard shutter channel. 0 to 31, 0 to 31, 32, 63, 63, 64, and 95. Yeah, it's smart. It knows. What was this? Presets. So for the dimmer modes and stuff, so dimmer mode, I have my own unique way of doing it. It's a little weird. So the first one is standard, and that's basically default. So I just do no function for 0, like 0 to 0. Then I just do standard as 1, stage as 2, TV as 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll just do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then for this speed here, we're going to do movement. Let's do speed. We're going to go back to other. We'll do no function for the last part of this. So I'm going to distribute end values and just do 0, because I want my no function to be the first preset instead of the standard one. I don't know, I just like doing 0 to 0 is no function, 1 is something, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, and then I'm gonna go to 140, and then 255, and see if I do it wrong. It says distribution must contain, yeah, so 255, 255, distribute, and now that matches that exactly. That's what I wanted to show you, but I still want to do it for 32 presets. That's a lot. I'm trying to keep these videos under an hour. So the other macro thing, I guess I don't really need that. So I can actually, so if you need to, like what I did, you have an extra channel, just delete, just select it, delete, and it gets rid of it. Dimmer, dimmer. And so now I can show you guys kind of like how to build different modes. So I'm not really going to use the Jolt 300 exactly. I mean, they just kind of want to use it as a guide to get you guys an idea of how to map out zones and stuff. So first channel mode is just going to be everything, like a standard select all, yeah. So the next channel mode is going to be, we'll do it dimmer, and then click add, and then I'm going to select red, green, blue, and assign it to beams assign it to beam 1. So if I deselect that, that's automatically selected for me. Beam 1, and then I can do white, assign that to beam 4, because this is my RGB and this is my white. Click add. So now I can do this again. And beam 2, add beam. So now you kind of see what's going on here. It's red, white, red, white, and I can just keep doing this. Red, blue, beam, custom. Then add another one. Custom, off, here, there. So that's all of our beam selections right now. So if I wanted to do something where I do dimmer all, then I can do red, green, blue, white, and I repeat it, say 3 times. Do incremental, starting from beam 1. It would just fill out the first 3. Click add. So what I could even do is add this to all, and yeah, leave that off. I can delete the mode, add one. Repeat white beams. Repeat 6 times. Incremental 1. Boom. There you go. So imagine you had, like a jolt bar that has like 30 pixels on a line. You could do that really quickly just by doing something like this. And so say you made a world like this and forgot to add like the dimmer. So if you want to add dimmer and strobe, just add it, and then you can literally just drag it to the top. Just scroll up with your mouse, and then add it underneath dimmer. There you go. What's the arrow on here? Dimmer mode. Speed has to be assigned to something. What's that? Dimmer mode. Speed to dimmer mode. So I think this kind of illustrates what I'm talking about. You can make just huge profiles of fixtures and just have everything mapped out where you want it to go. It does get a little bit tricky if you have separate white zones, like a bar in the middle, bar of white in the middle, and then the opposite two sides are RGB. You'll have to assign all the rows of RGB first, then all the white, and then all the other rows and stuff like that. So I think this would suffice for LED pixels, bars, and stuff like that. If you guys don't like this, or if you want me to redo this one, just let me know in the comments, and maybe even suggest a fixture that you want to see made, and I can work through that and make a video of that for you. So thank you for watching. Thumbs up, like, subscribe, whatever, and let me know in the comments if you guys want to see something else like this.